Hi guys, welcome back to a new video. For this video, I'm going to be talking about new and ongoing Isekai Historical Fantasy Romance manhwa that are freshly released in April, and a couple of them being a few months back. These 6 manhwa have different storylines and interesting characters, so I hope you will find new titles that you haven't read before, and without further ado, let's get on with the video. The first one is called A Marriage of Convenience by An Studio and Lotushim 554, an original web novel by Han Hoon and Ken. It currently has 28 chapters. For now, it doesn't have its official English translation, but it's available officially on Kakao page. Bianca is a daughter of an aristocratic family. At a young age, she was married off to an eminent exceptional knight named Zachary de Arno. Due to them having a large age gap, it resulted in them having different personalities and preferences, thus the couple didn't have a happy marriage. Bianca spends her life spending her husband's money however the way she wants. She also has a terrible personality, and the people of her place view her as the evil wife of their beloved count. She was not managing the house when she was supposed to, and throughout the years, she was not able to produce an heir to Zachary, and it makes the people hate her more. Unfortunately, soon enough, Zachary died in this major war, leaving Bianca alone. Because of Bianca not being loved by her people, she was kicked out of the Arno house. She also failed to reach her original family, and now Bianca is just wandering around like a homeless person. She meets her end at a lonely place on a literal cold floor. This was the first life of Bianca. It's kind of demeaning and sad for her to live that kind of life, so she prayed to the God to not let her life end like this and give her another chance. She promised that she will not repeat her mistakes and loyally fulfill her duties. When she wakes up, she really goes back in time and she immediately starts to change things in order to not have that pitiful ending. She came back in her youth, and it's also when one of those moments of Zachari's awaiting comeback after a long war. This one is great in the sense that it has an interesting storyline and beautiful art. The female lead, Bianca, with the half bangs look, is actually slaying. Zachary, our wife, is looking pretty as usual. I also like how she was doing all the changes. She's finally making an effort to learn her people. The miscommunication trope is also there, but thank God our female lead is not naive and she really abides by her words that she will not repeat her mistakes. Zachary, the male lead, is one of those insecure beast killer knights that are given a title that can't handle or show affection to their wife in any way, but as of now, he's fine to me. Like, I will give him a pass because they have this irresistible and good chemistry. I really think that this will become one of those heavily loved and talked about manhwa by most of the readers, so give it a try. The second one is called Lies Become You by Soro. It currently has 11 chapters and its official website is Manta. Lacey is a professional con artist. She started early as a child and she had a pretty successful career, like she was leaving no crumbs to every job given to her. Her last one, though, is considered crucial since if she finished this, she can survive not working because the price is very good. But what happened is that this last client betrayed her. It's not a simple escape since her face was known everywhere and she is wanted all around the kingdom. Her given job was to act as the daughter of the count and enter high society, which she also dominated. At last, it all went to nothing and her boss instructs her to quickly leave the nation. She was rushing off to leave quickly, and as she goes to her supposed boat, she got on the wrong one. The people on the ship got alarmed that someone broke in and she ran all over. She quickly thinks of ways to escape this mess, but again, she entered this one room in which the owner of the ship is currently residing named Prince Halid. He confronts her and Lacey is just having like a fight or flight moment because she desperately needs to escape this messy situation, especially since it's the prince of their neighbor country. Who knows, he might get her to another deep trouble. Anyways, she kisses him expecting that it will do anything. But shocking, Khalid pulls her in and they go off. Later, Khalid's people knock on his door. They see the scene and back off instantly. After that heated session, Khalid ordered to cancel the search and immediately sailed back home. They came to an agreement of Lacey playing his bride and Lacey continue her life at Irina Empire, which is Prince Khalid's place. I've only read like the first three chapters and I will say that it's quite spicy, like the good spice. Something is awakened to me, like the prologue is so hot. Pause the video right now and read the prologue and you will know what I'm talking about. Then I read the first chapters and I know it's going to be a great ride. I love the mature feeling that it has. The plot is also good and I can't wait for what this manhwa will store for us. The third one is called Please Don't Come to the Villainess Stationery Store by Min Jo Mi, an original web novel by Yu Royun. It currently has 22 chapters. For now, it doesn't have an official English translation yet, but it's available officially on Kakao page. Meldenick is a daughter of an aristocratic family. She is currently engaged to the male lead Duke Hesman, but as a reader of its novel named Magically Enchanted Lovers, she knows that this guy is having an affair with her sister named Sharia since they are the main characters of this story. As a typical isekai story, she's painted as the villainess. Her not being able to live by this mistreatment and for some reason her fiancé not accepting her rejection even though it's clear that he's having a relationship with her sister, she decided that she's done and she wanted to live her own life. Meaning, she literally removed herself from her family. Her family didn't accept this wholeheartedly, but nonetheless, she bids them goodbye and grabs the cash. Finally, she's on her way to fulfilling her dream, and that is to build a stationery store. Back in her original life, she used to always go to this stationery store whenever she was having a bad day, and it helped comfort her big time. She's hoping to also make that happen for the people in this world, particularly the children. I thought that it will be one of those lighthearted reads with the main lead being indulged in achieving her hobby goal, I guess, and that is putting up a stationery store. It really delivered on that aspect, like you will see her build up the store from scratch and meeting her first customer, etc. And although I kind of despise kids, they're kind of adorable here, and the build up of everything is also just great from the story, characters, romance, and funny moments. The fourth one is called Evangeline Sword by Papes Circuit and Pond, an original web novel by Sonji. It currently has 11 chapters. For now, it doesn't have an official English translation yet, but it's available officially on Ready Books. Evangeline, also known as Eve, is a teenager who is very passionate about being a knight. She practices her sword skills most of the time. It is also to protect the people from the evil demon dragon named Baricius who conquered the world years ago and has been kept safely by a knight also named Evangeline. The dragon gave a curse but the knight covered for it. The knight is able to lessen the effect of the curse, but they still need to be alarmed. Together, they build this knight organization and continue to prepare in case the demon comes back. The main character is named after that knight, having her nickname Eve. Eve has a close friend named Michael, who is a famous guy because of his charismatic appearance. Her girlfriends mention how Michael only opens up to Eve, and you know, the typical denial mode of a female lead came true, but as soon as Eve has that idea, she started blushing and all of the things around Michael. Later, they confirmed that it's actually a mutual feeling. They immediately start to low-key make out and moments later, the chaos starts. They got caught in the mess. Michael got stuck and he got infected with the curse. It's the curse of having their soul possessed by the dragon and later be a violent being. There is no cure known, but fortunately for Michael, he recovered. In the following days, he will learn that it's just a temporary cure and he needs to go to the central to get some help. Michael, who keeps rejecting the offer of being a knight, finally accepts and he and Eve bid goodbye to each other. What happened is there will be a time skip of 5 years and in the end, Michael will not be able to control the curse and ends up as a harmful magician. He comes back to Eve after those years and Eve is desperate to save him. Also, amazing art and interesting plot, they left us hanging with the romance of the main characters. So I'm curious about the time skip a lot. There's also the complexity of the characters. Eve is a strong-minded woman while Michael just wants to protect her. Just when they're about to be together, after they learn that they actually like each other and boom, a tragedy happened. I'm intrigued and I'm excited to read more. The fifth one is called All Hail Lady Blanche by Namokyun and SJK. It currently has 22 chapters and its official website is Pocket Comics. Blanche is the second child of the family. Her pretty sister named Mariette was supposed to marry this count in order to pay off their family debts. What happened is Mariette won't agree to this marriage, saying she was betrothed to the second prince, thus passing the responsibility to Blanche. As a middle child, Blanche became the child that is taken for granted. She is also mistreated and manipulated by her family in a lot of ways. The person who reincarnated as Blanche is a co-creator of the game that the story takes place named Adoring Anastasia. And she finally had enough. She then does many harmful things in order to not let this marriage continue. She has a plan to escape her family and meet with the villain of the story named Ricardo. She was convinced that in order to live a long time, she will need to be on his side, so she started her adventure of leveling up in order to achieve the goal of meeting Ricardo. This contains a trigger warning for self-harm, so be cautious when reading it. Every member of her family is despiteful, like they all got something wrong in their mind. So the first chapters are quite something. They are literally toxic and I'm glad Blanche stands up for herself. What I will wish is maybe because she reached the maximum level in such a short amount of time, I just wish for it to have a little build up. And lastly, Blanche is such a cunning character and she's killing this new person that she is so. The sixth and the last one is called The Grand Duchess of the North Was Secretly a Villainess by Grilled Cut Lost Fish and Maru Comics, an original web novel by Hei Soram. It currently has 16 chapters and its official website is Tapitun. Eloise Wayana is the villainess of the story named The Crown of Blood. After helping the emperor named Cain Helices to get the throne, she revealed herself to actually be the bad guy. She provokes Cain to kill her that instant instead of being left for some time and Cain obliged. Kim Dak-kyung, being an avid reader of the story, got reincarnated after reading Season 2, which consists of Eloise being killed. She was supposed to read Season 3 but she got hit by a truck. She of course doesn't want that to happen again, so what she does, as Eloise, she closes the border of the north instantly and no one can enter except for their people and their affiliation with the empire lessen. Somehow, she remembered that this is when the timeline of Cain is being a reckless child and runs away from home. With no mention of his whereabouts in the story, like what place did he run off to, Eloise didn't expect him to be in the north. Eloise is kind of flustered seeing him here but later form a new strategy of raising Cain to also be the emperor but this time with her being his mentor. That way, she will keep Cain to her side, earn his trust, and avoid the doom ending. It had a yandere male lead, so if that's a reason to go read it, here you go. It also had a charismatic female lead that have the power to dominate everyone, so that's also another reason. This manhwa genuinely had its moment. For me, nothing crazy is happening yet, but a decent read as of now. That is all for the video. Thank you so much for watching. These are actually great manhwa and most of them are just starting up, so if you want to get caught up, then there is no right time other than now to read them. I hope you find this video helpful. Have a nice day and I will see you next time.